Global Fight Talk, this is Lisa Marie. On the line, we have none other than Jeremy the Nightmare Hardy. Jeremy is going to be stepping in the cage Friday, October 14th, here in Dallas, Texas, at the Bomb Factory. He's going to be taking on Rashad Coulter, or better known as Rashad Daywalker Coulter. These are two heavyweights that are known for their knockouts, and this is going to be an awesome fight to watch that you don't want to miss. So we're just going to go ahead and bring Jeremy on the line, and we're just going to talk to him about his upcoming bout with Rashad. Jeremy, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just getting ready to go train here in a few minutes.
Well, I do appreciate your time. Don't want to take too much of your time, but I do want to talk about your upcoming fight that you have. This is going to be for Legacy FC 61. And you're going to be taking on Rashad Coulter. So we're going to talk about your opponent here in a few. But let's go ahead and talk about you. For some reason, I don't know why I thought maybe they have you down wrong, but how tall are you? Are you like 6'5", 6'4", 6'3"?
I'm 6'5".
6'5", okay.
Yeah.
Because on here they have you down as 5'10", and I was like, no, he's not 5'10". So you probably need to tell. You probably need to tell them to correct that.
Yes, ma'am. The story behind that was when I started out as an amateur, it was so hard finding fights because guys would be like, oh, he's super tall, he's super athletic. You know, I don't want to fight that guy. So we kind of had to bend that height just a little bit just for me to get fights. So, yeah, probably need to change that.
Oh, okay. That's why it says 5'10".
Yeah.
Because on TV, I was like, I know they don't. TV adds some weight and some, but not that much height. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So you're 6'5", and you said it was really hard for you to find fights. Now that you're up and going, you're coming along, and is it still hard for you to find fights?
Yes and no. You know, I've had to go to Oklahoma a couple months back, and I just fought in Tyler recently, so it's kind of hard finding them locally. And that also comes with the fact that there's, very few heavyweights out there. And the ones who are out there, they got a decent record. They're too scared to put that record on the line. I'll fight anybody. Doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
So it's been a little, a little bit of a task, but not as hard as it when I was an amateur. Okay.
Well, I know that you and Rashad were supposed to fight in the past. Don't know what happened, but here you guys are fighting October 14th. You guys are known for, knocking folks out. He is known. He's 6-1 with six finishes, and so are you. So, what have you done differently? Because I know every opponent's different. You got to train differently for each opponent. What do you think that you have the advantage over Rashad?
I've kind of did a little studying on him. My coaches, of course, did studying on him, so I don't really know much about him. But where I feel like I have more of an advantage for not just him but most heavyweights is, number one, I'm more technical. That's both standing and on the ground. And number two, my fight IQ. I've been in bad positions and I know how to get out of them. I don't panic. I know how to take my time and work out of bad situations, whereas most people, they go into those deep waters and they have no clue how to get out of it at all. So I think that's what makes me different as a fighter in the heavyweight division.
Right. This is going to be a very interesting matchup because both of you guys, are good at what you do. Both of you guys are knockout artists. Also, you said you're calm. I also, I've seen your fights, on YouTube and, on whatever that's out there. And I've seen, Rashad's fight on YouTube and also live because we are from the same area. You guys probably have a similar style because he's also very calm when he fights just as well. So when both of y'all collide, I don't know. It's going to be good. That's all I know. How long have you been training for this camp?
As soon as I had my last fight, which was a little over a month and a half ago, I want to say, I was right back in the gym. I never stopped training. I'm training all year round, take no breaks. I'm in there every day. So my whole life is a fight camp.
Right. Pretty much. If this is what you want to make your career, every day is fight camp. I always say that, I always say that if you want to be ready, you got to stay ready. There's no such thing as a last-minute fight. If you're in there training, the only thing that should be last minute is cutting weight, and that's pretty much it.
Yes, ma'am.
But, like I keep reiterating, do you have family out here? Because I know you're not too far out here. Are you from the Houston? I know you're from Texas City. You're the Houston area. What area are you from?
Well, I don't know if you know where Galveston is. Most people do because of the beach.
I do know where Galveston.
Okay, well, so we're like right before Galveston, like 15 minutes away.
Okay.
Small town, like, which is what makes me happy because I really want to put on for my city. I don't know if I have any family out there. I'm sure I do. At one point, I was going to college out there at Cedar Valley in Lancaster.
Okay.
A couple years back. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not from that area. I'm not from Houston either. I'm just from a little small town in the middle of nowhere.
Right. So, and what gym do you fight out of?
I'm fighting out of ACS.
ACS.
And Bushiban.
Okay. So you being 6'5", I have to ask this: what kind of people do you spar? I mean, what kind of fighters do you spar? I mean, I can't imagine you saying that you're from a smaller town and you're 6'5", you're in a heavyweight division. I mean, are you sparring people two at a time? I mean, talk me through your sparring sessions.
Man, well, my sparring sessions are always intense, and I'm always having fresh bodies thrown at me because of the fact that I'm such a bigger guy. There's not a lot of heavyweights around this area, but, we make do for it at the gym. We got a lot of hard hitters, in the 185 and 170 class and 205 class to do just as well. One of my main training partners is actually Justin Ledet, just signed with the UFC a couple months back.
Out from Houston, right? He also boxed as well.
Yeah, he's a boxer. Okay. And, he prepared me for my first boxing match, and then we've been training ever since then, and we get in there every other Saturday, if not every Saturday, and we we bang it out and we go hard, and then we go home and come back and do it all over again.
So what do you prefer? I mean, if it was your ideal type of fight, your style, your style seems more stand up, but your ideal type of fight, would you like to keep it standing? Or, does it matter where it goes? I mean, my preference, I would love to keep a fight standing, but what about you? What do you say about that?
My preference on fighting, I mean, really, I would love to keep it standing. Is that likely to happen, especially in MMA? Probably not.
Right.
So, like I said, I would love to keep it standing and really put on a show. I like those. I think everybody likes those back and forth wars, that you get to see for different promotions, and those guys who just, they swing for the fences till either one goes down or they make it to the, decision or whatever. So I think that'd probably be my ideal type of fight. But I'm comfortable wherever it goes. Doesn't matter if it's on the ground, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Okay. So this is your second time fighting for Legacy. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, Legacy is the feeding pool for UFC. Is that your goal? Let go into the UFC, knowing especially that Mick just sold his company, and he is now the matchmaker for the UFC. So, I mean, how awesome is that? You're fighting for Legacy. Mick is going to be there. Rumor has it Dana might be there the night of the fight. This is national televised. Is that your goal?
Yeah, my first fight for Legacy, Dana was actually there, so I was hoping that, I won by TKO in the first, and I was hoping to be able to put on a show, at least catch his eye.
Right.
I mean, of course, I think most fighters, we don't just do this just to be out there doing it. We all want to, make it to the promised land.
You got some that do it just to do it or for a paycheck, and then you got the serious ones.
I'm sorry, I meant the real fighters. The real fighters.
There you go.
Yeah, not the ones looking to pay their rent real quick so they don't have to go to work next week. Like, the ones who really grind day in and day out. We all want to make it to the promised land, to the UFC, even Bellator, World Series of Fighting. It doesn't matter. Somewhere, a little bit bigger. But, I mean, I've been there already. I've done it already. I'm just going to go out there and just do what I do. That's all I can do, and if I'm lucky enough to get a call up, then that's great. And if not, I'll be right back in the gym and get ready for the next one.
Now, do you have any sponsors? Are you looking for sponsors for anyone that's going to be listening to this interview? Is there any way they can get a hold of Jeremy the Nightmare and how they can sponsor you? I mean, what are your social sites, your email address?
Yeah, I have a good group of sponsors right now, but of course I'm always looking for more, and they will be very well represented. I like to definitely, give a thank you to the sponsors that I do have right now. The Arms Room.
Go ahead, yeah.
The Arms Room down here in League City. The Sanctuary Gym where I do my strength and conditioning. My trainer and also another sponsor of my coach, Coach Cassidy Welch. She's a IFBB pro bodybuilder, but she's great and phenomenal at training for MMA. Also, the Brian Sansalone at League City Chiropractic, he helps me, keep my body 100% so I can keep on grinding day in and day out. And there's a couple more, and unfortunately I cannot remember all their names, but I'd like to give them a shout-out too. I'll probably pay for it later. But
well, you know, when this interview comes out, you could share this interview, and then you can shout them out then. There you have it.
Awesome.
Okay,
yes,
so if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, what are your social sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you have, Snapchat, anything, fans and people can follow you.
Yes, ma'am. You can, anybody can, sponsors, potentially in the future, they can reach me at jeremyhardy85@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Jeremy the Nightmare Hardy. My Twitter is Jeremy Hardy _MMA. And I do not remember my Instagram because I actually don't get on there that much.
Okay. Well, it's all good. At least they can find you on Facebook and
yes,
Twitter, which is probably the biggest sites that people go to or have at least. Yeah. But, you're fighting October 4th, the Bomb Factory here in Dallas, Texas. This is going to be nationally televised, AXS TV. So your family, for those that are not coming into town, they can catch you on TV. Any last-minute shout-outs before we wrap this interview up?
I'd like to give a shout-out to, of course, my gym and training partners at ACS and Bouchibon. I'd like to give a shout-out also to my head coach and also my manager, Drew Ratachek. Shout-out to Justin Ledet and John Weibel for helping me during training camps always. I'd like to give a shout-out to Legacy, Mick Manor, and everybody working behind the scenes for allowing me to fight for them. It really is a dream come true. I want to give a shout-out to Rashard for taking the fight because Lord knows it's hard to find heavyweights willing to step up. And, of course, give a shout-out to you for giving me a chance to do this interview.
Definitely. Now, I do want to say happy belated birthday. You just had a birthday, so
yes,
happy belated birthday. But definitely, you guys, you've got to check it out. For those that want to come watch him fight, get on Legacy. You can go to CageTix.com. You can purchase the tickets from there, or you could just watch it, live on TV. Good luck to you. I will definitely be there October 14th. This is one fight that you cannot blink. You cannot talk to your friend that you came with. You cannot look left or right because this fight will probably end. Somebody will be on the floor. This is one fight that you don't want to miss. And there you go. Well, good luck to you, and I will see you October 14th. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.